Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel General Hospital today. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The residents of Port Charles are never strangers to jaw-dropping revelations, but this new twist threatens to shake the town to its core in ways no one could have ever predicted. Tracy Quartermaine has seen her fair share of betrayals, family secrets, and bombshells throughout her lifetime, but nothing could prepare her for what she is about to learn. When Tracy stumbles upon evidence that points to Ronnie being Sonny Corinthos' biological mother, her world is thrown into chaos. It's the kind of discovery that not only changes the course of Sonny's life, but also forces Tracy to confront questions about morality, loyalty, and how much power one secret can hold over everyone in Port Charles. The ripple effects of this revelation could impact the Quartermaines, the Corinthos family, and countless others tied to them. It begins quietly, almost too quietly, with Tracy sifting through papers she had no business reading. Her curiosity has often gotten her into trouble, but it has also saved lives. This time, however, it is pure chance that leads her to the discovery. A sealed envelope tucked away in a box of legal files belonging to a long-deceased associate catches her eye. She assumes it's old business paperwork related to ELQ, but when she cracks the seal, the truth begins to unfold. Inside, she finds documents that piece together a sordid story from decades past. A woman named Ronnie Marino, once thought to have only a passing connection to Port Charles, had a baby she could not raise. The name of that baby, upon closer inspection, sends shivers down Tracy's spine. Sonny Corinthos. Tracy at first believes this is some sort of cruel joke. Sonny's family tree has been well documented, and while Sonny has endured hardships surrounding his childhood and abusive stepfather, his mother has always been a figure both tragic and revered. Could it truly be possible that the woman Sonny believed to be his mother was not his biological one? Tracy shakes her head, wanting to dismiss it as a forgery or fabrication. But the more she digs, the harder it becomes to deny. Medical records, adoption notes, and even a handwritten confession from someone who once worked at the old hospital fill in the blanks with horrifying clarity. Ronnie is not just a footnote in Port Charles history. She is central to Sonny's very existence. Her first instinct is to burn the evidence. After all, what good could come from revealing this? Sonny has enough enemies, and Tracy has no desire to involve herself in mob family drama that could bring danger to her own doorstep. Yet as much as she tries to ignore it, the truth gnaws at her. It becomes impossible to sit in the Quartermaine mansion, sipping martinis, and pretending she doesn't know. Every time she glances at Sonny across the Metro Court, or overhears his name in passing conversation, the weight of the secret grows heavier. Tracy has long prided herself on being able to outwit, outmaneuver, and outlast almost anyone, but this time she feels trapped by her own conscience. The horror of the situation intensifies when Tracy realizes what this could mean for Sonny. His entire identity has been built on the idea of family, loyalty, and protecting those he loves. His deep connection to his mother shaped his path, his anger, and even the softer side he reveals to his children. To tell him that the foundation of his life is a lie would destroy him, but to keep the truth hidden would make Tracy complicit in rewriting history. Either way, the consequences are monumental. She is horrified not just by the discovery, but by the responsibility it thrusts upon her. Meanwhile, Ronnie herself has been lurking on the fringes of Port Charles, rarely spoken of but never entirely gone. She had been presumed dead or at least long removed from the day-to-day drama of the town, but whispers of her presence have been circulating. Tracy now understands why. Ronnie has been carrying her own burden, a secret she never intended to come to light. Her choice to conceal Sonny's true parentage was, in her mind, a matter of survival. The mob world, family pressures, and the danger of exposing her truth all kept her silent. But silence has a way of echoing louder with time, and now it threatens to consume everyone involved. Tracy's horror grows when she imagines Sonny's reaction. This is a man known for his volatility, for the way he explodes when betrayed, and for how personally he takes any deception. The Corinthos family has survived betrayals from within and without, but a revelation of this magnitude could shatter them irreparably. Tracy knows if she tells him, Sonny will likely rage, and that rage could put not only her but the entire Quartermaine family at risk. Yet she also knows that withholding the truth could backfire in catastrophic ways if Sonny finds out another way. The moral dilemma is paralyzing. As days pass, Tracy tries to distract herself with LQ board meetings, with squabbles at the Quartermain mansion, and even with meddling in Brooke Lynn's affairs, but nothing works. The secret lives inside her like a ticking time bomb. She starts to drink more, snapping at Ned and Olivia, and pushing people away. Her loved ones notice her erratic behavior, but Tracy refuses to confide in them. She cannot risk spreading the knowledge further. For the first time in a long time, Tracy feels genuinely alone. Eventually, she finds herself at Sonny's doorstep, uninvited, her heart racing with fear. She doesn't plan to tell him in that moment, but something pulls her there anyway, as though fate wants to push her closer to the inevitable. Sonny greets her with suspicion as always, wondering what a Quartermain could possibly want from him. Tracy covers her nerves with her usual biting wit, but inside she is trembling. She studies Sonny, seeing not just the powerful mob boss but the boy who grew up in pain, the man whose life has been defined by family and loss. She almost blurts it out right then, but she stops herself. The words lodge in her throat like poison. That night, Tracy cannot sleep. She dreams of Ronnie confronting her, warning her to stay silent. She dreams of Sonny turning on her with anger in his eyes. She dreams of the Quartermain estate burning because she dared to meddle in Corintho's family affairs. When she wakes drenched in sweat, she knows one thing for certain. The truth will come out, whether she likes it or not. The only question is who will reveal it, and when. Tracy spends the next several days spiraling, torn between the urge to unburden herself and the terror of what could follow if she does. She finds herself wandering into the Metro Court, ordering martinis she barely touches, and staring out over the bustling restaurant without really seeing anyone. Carly notices her unusual behavior and, in true Carly fashion, demands to know what's going on. Tracy brushes her off with a dismissive comment about Quartermain's stress, but Carly's sharp instincts pick up on something deeper. Tracy can't afford Carly sniffing around, not with the stakes this high, so she withdraws even further, retreating into the shadows of her own fear. But the harder Tracy tries to conceal the truth, the more cracks begin to show. Ned confronts her one evening after she lashes out during a family dinner, accusing her of harboring a secret. Though Ned assumes it's financial or business related, his suspicion rattles Tracy. She covers quickly, but the confrontation forces her to acknowledge that she cannot hold on to this forever. Secrets have a way of crawling into the light in Port Charles, and she knows from bitter experience that the fallout is always worse when the truth is discovered by accident. Meanwhile, Ronnie's presence in town becomes harder to ignore. She is spotted at the docks late at night, seen slipping into General Hospital under a disguise, and even rumored to have been asking questions about Sonny's past. Rumors spread like wildfire, and before long whispers of her connection to Sonny reach the wrong ears. Ava Jerome, always eager for an edge over Sonny, begins piecing together Ronnie's interest in him. Ava doesn't yet know the full truth, but she senses something explosive is looming. If Ava discovers it before Sonny does, the consequences could be catastrophic. Tracy's horror deepens when she realizes how vulnerable the situation has become. One night, Tracy returns to the evidence she uncovered, laying out the papers across her desk like pieces of a puzzle. She pores over Ronnie's medical files, the adoption notes, and the testimony of the hospital worker who had recorded the truth in secret. There's no denying it now. Ronnie gave birth to Sonny. The woman Sonny believed to be his mother was a substitute figure, someone who raised him but was not bound to him by blood. That revelation alone would destroy Sonny's identity. Tracy begins to weep, something she rarely allows herself. She thinks of her own family, the Quartermain legacy with its lies, betrayals, and feuds, and she wonders whether she has the right to hold judgment. After all, aren't the Quartermains built on secrets? Her emotional turmoil grows worse when she has a brief, unexpected encounter with Sonny's son, Michael. Michael greets her politely but notes her distracted air. Tracy studies him, realizing he too could be affected by the revelation. If Sonny's entire lineage is called into question, what would that mean for Michael, for Dante, for Christina, for Avery, for Donna? Tracy shudders at the thought. Entire family trees could be rewritten, entire legacies undone, with the single revelation she holds in her hands. The turning point comes when Tracy accidentally, lets slip a cryptic remark during a tense moment with Olivia. Olivia, who has always been protective of Sonny and his family, narrows her eyes and presses Tracy for clarification. Tracy quickly backtracks, but Olivia's suspicion lingers. Later that night, Olivia confides in Ned, admitting she feels Tracy is keeping something significant from all of them. The Quartermaines begin to speculate, and Tracy feels the walls closing in. Her horror is no longer just about the truth itself, but about the fact that she may no longer control how it is revealed. Ronnie too is reaching a breaking point. The years of silence have weighed heavily on her, and now that she is back in Port Charles, the memories she tried to bury resurface with painful clarity. She visits Sonny's old neighborhood, standing outside the crumbling house where he grew up, tears streaming down her face. She longs to tell him, but fear paralyzes her. Sonny's reputation precedes him, his wrath, his power, his influence. Ronnie knows that once she speaks the truth, there will be no turning back. She also knows that the truth could cost her life if Sonny views her actions as betrayal rather than love. As fate would have it, Tracy and Ronnie cross paths. It happens at the hospital of all places. Tracy is leaving after a routine checkup when she spots Ronnie slipping into a corridor. Their eyes meet and for a moment it's as if time stops. Tracy feels her stomach drop. Ronnie knows instantly that Tracy has discovered something, and Tracy sees the terror in Ronnie's eyes. Without exchanging words, they both understand that they are tethered to the same dreadful secret. That moment leaves Tracy shaken beyond measure. Now the weight of what she knows is compounded by the silent acknowledgement of the woman at the center of it all. From that point forward, Tracy can no longer deny the urgency of the situation. If she stays silent, someone else will expose the truth, and likely twist it for their own advantage. She knows Ava is circling like a shark. She knows Carly's suspicion is mounting, and she knows Sonny himself is perceptive enough to notice the shift in everyone's behavior. The question gnaws at her. Is it better for Sonny to hear the truth from her, or to have it weaponized by someone who wishes him harm? Her horror intensifies as she imagines the fallout. Sonny, enraged, might cut ties with everyone involved. Michael could lose his footing as Sonny's heir. Dante could struggle with his father's fractured identity. Christina, already vulnerable, might spiral. The entire Corinthos empire could destabilize. Tracy begins to wonder if the truth is more dangerous than the lie it replaces. But once knowledge takes root, it cannot be undone. On a stormy night, Tracy sits alone in the Quartermaine living room, sipping whiskey and staring at the fire. Her reflection stares back at her from the glass, haunted and unrecognizable. She whispers aloud as though confessing to the shadows, "What have I done?" For the first time, she allows herself to admit that she is not horrified merely by Ronnie's deception, but by her own role in it. By uncovering the truth, she has set into motion a chain of events she may not be able to control. And though she has yet to speak the words aloud to Sonny, the weight of the secret is already reshaping lives. Outside, lightning cracks across the sky, and Tracy knows the storm inside her is only just beginning. The storm that rages outside Tracy's window feels like a reflection of the chaos building inside Port Charles. The secret is no longer safe in her possession. Too many people are sensing that something is wrong, and the pieces are beginning to align in ways she cannot control. Ava Jerome, clever and unrelenting, has been listening closely to Ronnie's movements. She corners one of her contacts on the docks, pressing for details, and learns that Ronnie has been digging into birth records from decades ago. Ava doesn't have the full picture yet, but she suspects it involves Sonny. Her mind races with possibilities. Could Ronnie be an old flame? A distant cousin? The idea that she might be his mother hasn't crossed her mind yet, but Ava knows it's something big, something she can use. Meanwhile, Carly continues to watch Tracy with increasing suspicion. Carly knows when someone is hiding something. She's made an art of it herself over the years. One afternoon at the Metro Court, Carly presses Tracy, trying to goad her into spilling. Tracy, sharp as ever, manages to deflect, but Carly walks away more convinced than ever that Tracy is holding onto a secret that involves Sonny. She vows to find out what it is, and when Carly vows something, she rarely lets it go. Ronnie, racked with guilt, finally decides she cannot keep hiding. She arranges a clandestine meeting with Tracy, choosing the park after dark when the town is quiet. Tracy almost doesn't show, but her conscience drives her there. When they finally stand face to face, the tension is unbearable. Ronnie's voice shakes as she says, "You know, don't you?" Tracy, her jaw tight, admits she found the files. Ronnie breaks down, tears streaming, confessing that she was too young, too scared, and too desperate to raise Sonny herself. She speaks of the danger she faced at the time, the threats from powerful men, the choices that left her scarred. Tracy listens in horror, realizing that the story is not as simple as deception, it is one of survival. For a fleeting moment, Tracy almost feels compassion for Ronnie. But then she pictures Sonny's face, his rage, his heartbreak, and the destruction this truth could bring. Compassion gives way to dread. "He'll never forgive you," Tracy warns in a low voice. Ronnie nods, knowing it to be true. Yet Ronnie insists that Sonny deserves to know that living a lie has already done enough damage. "If you don't tell him, I will," Ronnie declares, her eyes blazing with determination. Tracy walks away from the encounter shaken to her core, realizing she has lost her grip on the timeline. Ronnie is ready to speak, and once she does, Tracy's role will come under scrutiny. Across town, Sonny begins to sense that something is amiss. His instincts, honed by years in the mob, tell him people are keeping things from him. Michael has mentioned bumping into a strange woman at the docks, one who seemed oddly interested in the family. Carly's relentless questions about Tracy raise his eyebrows. And then there's Olivia, who has been acting strangely quiet, as though she's holding something in. Sonny doesn't yet understand the full scope, but he knows his world is shifting. As the tension builds, Ava makes her boldest move yet. She corners Ronnie outside the hospital, subtly threatening her. "You're hiding something about Sonny," Ava says, her smile cold and calculating. "And I think I deserve to know what it is." Ronnie panics, trying to brush Ava off, but Ava's persistence rattles her. Tracy, watching from a distance, feels her stomach twist. She knows that if Ava learns the truth, it will be weaponized against Sonny in the cruelest way possible. Ava doesn't want to heal wounds. She wants to exploit them. That night, Tracy decides she must act soon or risk losing any control she has left. Her opportunity comes unexpectedly during a Quartermain family gathering. Brooke Lynn is singing at the piano, Ned and Olivia are bickering playfully, and for a brief moment, the mansion is filled with warmth. But Tracy, unable to focus, blurts out an unguarded remark when someone mentions Sonny. "You don't know the half of it," she mutters under her breath. Silence falls and all eyes turn to her. Realizing her mistake, Tracy covers with a sharp comment, but the damage is done. Ned and Olivia exchange worried glances, and Michael, who happens to be visiting with Willow, narrows his eyes in confusion. He senses Tracy knows something she shouldn't. Later, Michael confronts Tracy privately, pressing her for answers. His determination unnerves her. She deflects, but he warns her. "If this is about my father, you better come clean before it blows up in everyone's faces." His words strike a chord, reminding Tracy that the longer she waits, the worse it will become. Still, she cannot bring herself to speak. She is horrified not just by the truth, but by her own cowardice. Meanwhile, Ronnie reaches her breaking point. She arranges a meeting with Sonny at his warehouse, her heart pounding with dread. She rehearses the words in her mind, imagining how he'll react. But before she can get to him, Carly intercepts her. Carly demands to know what she wants with Sonny, her protective instincts flaring. Ronnie falters, unable to lie under Carly's piercing gaze. "I need to tell him who I really am," she whispers. Carly freezes, stunned by the implication. Before she can press further, Ronnie bolts, leaving Carly shaken and furious. Carly doesn't yet have the full truth, but she has enough to realize something monumental is coming. That night, Carly storms into Sonny's home, insisting they need to talk. "Someone's playing games with you," she says, pacing the room. "And Tracy's involved somehow. So is this Ronnie woman. You need to get ahead of it before it blindsides you." Sonny listens, his jaw tight, his mind racing. He doesn't like mysteries, especially when they involve his family. His suspicion sharpens, and he makes a silent vow to uncover the truth. Back at the Quartermain estate, Tracy can feel the clock ticking down. Her horror is nearly unbearable now. She barely sleeps, barely eats, consumed by the weight of the secret. She knows it won't be long before Sonny confronts her, and when that moment comes, there will be no escaping the fallout. Every decision she's made, every hesitation, every deflection, has only made things worse. And now the storm she's been dreading is about to break wide open. As the week closes, Sonny receives a cryptic message delivered to his phone. Ask Ronnie who she really is. No sender. No explanation. Just the message that could shatter his life forever. Sonny stares at the words, his heart pounding, as the walls of his world begin to close in.